Welcome to Toronto, Ontario, where EA Sports presents the NHL regular season game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I'm Jim Houston. With me for this game is Darryl Ray. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's get to the action.
And here are the goaltenders for this game. Joseph will be up against Hasek. Game on! The Sabres win the faceoff. Sundin down. Baker to face off against Plant. The Buffalo Sabres win the faceoff. Plant passes it across. Cooper chips it ahead to Baker. The pass is intercepted by Baker to Plant. The Sabres have an injured player. Toronto has fresh legs on the ice. Schneider moves it into the corner. To Schneider. Schneider gets hit. To Pekka. He fired it. Pekka knocks the puck away. Joseph moves it to Cote. To Prohaska. It's one-on-one. Prohaska to the net. He blasted it. Zhitnik out of his own zone. It's one-on-one. Joseph moves the puck to Cote. To Schneider. Prohaska moves it ahead. To Prohaska. To Odette. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Into the corner. Prohaska passes across. Cote into the middle. To Thomas. To Cote. Prohaska winds up. Toronto really needs to get another line out on the ice. Thomas moves it into the middle. Moves in. To Primo. Ward out of the corner. Primo then fired it from the slot. Thomas out of his own zone. Thomas was knocked down by Shannon. It's still tied 0-0. Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. Ward passes across to Brown. 6:03 left in the period.
What a hit!
Schneider passes ahead. Primo starts out, has the puck on a string. The Maple Leafs change up their lines. Buffalo has a clear path to the net. Joseph holds on to it. They drop the puck. Pekka wins the draw cleanly. Cooper gets checked into the boards by Pekka. Intercepted by Zhitnik, who then fired it. Holzinger gets possession off the draw. To the net. Schmelik passes it across. It's still tied 0-0. Joseph gives it to Cote. To King. 3:53 left in the period. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Korolev winds up, chips it ahead to Holzinger. To Smith. Smith turns it over. The Sabres start changing on the go. Toronto should be making a line change soon. Sanderson scores!
Let's take another look at that one, Jim. Here he has the puck. He let a backhand go and snuck it in stick side.
Korolev gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 80, Jeff Sanderson. Assisted by number 8, Daryl Shannon, and number 36, Matthew Barnaby.
Buffalo dumps the puck in on the inboards. Primo to the net, rifles a shot. To McCauley. Grosek shoves McCauley. McKee goes offside. Here we go again. Buffalo is ahead by 1 goal. That's icing against the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo gets possession off the draw. Both teams are passing well in this game. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. Toronto should be making a line change soon. Holzinger starts out. Sabres 1, Maple Leafs 0. Joseph stops that. To Markov. On to Cooper. To Berezin. The Maple Leafs change up their lines. Wilson passes ahead.
Last minute of play in the first period.
To the net. To Bahanas. Schneider passes ahead to center. To the net. Hasek stops that. Hasek gives it to McKee. Only 30 seconds remaining in the period. Toronto should be making a line change soon. Joseph stopped it. To Baker. Chips it ahead to Bahanas. Moves in to the net. After 1 period, the Sabres lead by a goal.
Fans, as this is a family environment, we ask that you please refrain from using inappropriate language in the stand.
Welcome back for the second period of today's game. I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Daryl Ray.
The teams line up for the faceoff. Buffalo looking to increase its lead. Berezin then shot it. Schmelik run over by King. Holzinger gets the puck to Sanderson. Shot! Sanderson scores!
Let's take a look at the replay. We start with the pass. He let a slap shot go, and it found a home in the back of the net.
Baker gets to the circle. He'll face off against Primo.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 80, Jeff Sanderson, assisted by number 19, Brian Holzinger.
Joseph holds on to it. The teams line up for the faceoff. Buffalo gets possession off the draw. Odette jars the puck loose. Cote starts out. Pass intercepted. Both teams are passing well in this game. Thomas steals the pass. Sullivan then shot it. The puck is shot out of play. The Maple Leafs win the faceoff. Berezin flattened by Sanderson. Hasek stopped him. Hasek gets the puck to Holzinger. To Holzinger. Then he blasted it. King moves it to his own blue line. Shannon passes ahead. The puck's knocked loose by Yushkevich. Smith moves it into the middle. The Maple Leafs change up their lines. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Shannon into the middle. It's a breakaway. He's in the clear. Joseph slows things down by covering up. Toronto has a fresh line on the ice. To Cote. To McCauley. Buffalo with a commanding lead in this one. Bahanas to the net. Primo passes ahead. Grosek passes across. McCauley hits him. Toronto should be making a line change soon. Buffalo looks to be in control of this game. Joseph moves the puck to Baker. Buffalo is ahead by 2 goals. McKee hits him. The Sabres will change on the fly. Primo towards the net. Joseph stopped it. The Maple Leafs win the faceoff. Markov to Cooper. 5:44 left in the period. Moves in. Prohaska run over by Woolley. Odette moves in towards the net. Joseph gives it to Cooper. The Maple Leafs change up their lines. Woolley feeds it ahead to Pekka. Pekka into the middle. Belted and knocked down by Shatan. Sullivan to center. Great hit! Schneider moves it on. Sullivan winds up. Toronto leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. To Odette. Passes it across to Shatan. Buffalo with a commanding lead in this one. Hasek moves the puck to Pekka. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. Odette dumps the puck in on the end boards. Short pass to Thomas. Buffalo leads by 2 goals. The Maple Leafs will change on the fly. 3:31 left in the period. The Sabres change up their lines. Joseph stops that. To Schneider. Gives it to Yushkevich. King winds up. To Zhitnik. To Zhitnik. Passes to Verada. Moves in. Verada to the net. The save was then made by Joseph. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. To Pekka. Quick shot on goal. Joseph gives it to Cooper. Toronto should be making a line change soon. Buffalo still leads by 2 goals. The glove save was made by Hasek. Cooper moves it on. Pekka over to the wing. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. A delayed penalty call against Toronto. Penalty against the Maple Leafs for hooking.
Toronto penalty to number 55, Daniel Markov. 2 minutes for hooking.
Sullivan gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger. Holzinger gets possession off the draw. Toronto will work hard to give the goalie a good look at the shot here by keeping the front of the net clear. Buffalo still leads by 2 goals. Shannon passes ahead. Short pass to Barnaby. To Holzinger. Sanderson scores on the power play. Markov steps back on the ice as the power play unit celebrates that goal. The teams line up for the faceoff.
Buffalo goal, his 3rd of the game, scored on the power play by number 80, Jeff Sanderson, assisted by number 19, Brian Holzinger, and number 36, Matthew Barnaby. Last minute of play in the 2nd period.
The Maple Leafs will change on the fly. To Verada. Schmelik turns it over. Baker to center. Over to Bahanas. Moves in. Moves in. Grosek to the net. And that's the end of the 2nd period.
Fans, if you're looking for great NHL memorabilia, don't forget to drop by the souvenir shop on the lower concourse.
Time now for the 3rd period of EA Sports NHL 99. Korolev gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger. chips it ahead to Holzinger. At center to Sanderson. To center.
Buffalo penalty shot to be taken by number 80, Jeff Sanderson, against number 31, Curtis Joseph.
Sanderson starts out. And they drop the puck. Buffalo looks to be in control of this game. That's icing against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Woolley winds up. Schneider moves it on. Over to Sullivan. Buffalo has really passed the puck well in this game. To Shatan. Schneider moves it to his own blue line. Buffalo has a solid lead. Sullivan winds up. Who blasted it? Shatan goes to Pekka. Toronto should be making a line change soon. Zhitnik knocked to the ice by Schneider. Schneider passes across. Moves in. Sullivan shoots. It was stopped by Hasek. Both teams are passing well in this game. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. It's a 2-on-1. Sullivan shoots. Thomas gets hit. Buffalo with a command. Sullivan scores!
Let's take a look at the replay. Here he has the puck. He passed it, takes the shot, and rips it home upstairs.
The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Toronto has fresh legs on the ice.
Toronto goal, scored by number 11, Steve Sullivan, assisted by number 32, Steve Thomas.
The Maple Leafs change up their lines. To Odette. To Shatan. Toronto should be making a line change soon.
Over here!
He's flattened by Pekka. Buffalo has a solid lead.
Over here!
Into the corner to Cooper. Shatan jars the puck loose. Then the pass was intercepted. Buffalo has a solid lead. The Maple Leafs will change on the fly. Wilson ahead to Odette. Schneider knocks down Pekka. Pekka moves it into the middle. Buffalo really needs to get another line out on the ice. Sullivan touches up for the icing call. Toronto has a fresh line on the ice. He's nailed by Berezin. The Maple Leafs change up their lines. The puck's knocked loose by Sanderson. Penalty called for cross-checking.
Buffalo penalty to number 80, Jeff Sanderson. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Korolev settles in for the face-off. He'll face off against Holzinger. Smith into the middle, moves in. Schmelik moves it on to Shannon. Korolev shoots! Hasek moves it on. Schmelik out of his own zone. Smith jars the puck loose. Moves in. Toronto should be making a line change soon. Berezin winds up to Holzinger. Under 1 minute left in the penalty to the Buffalo Sabres. Joseph gets the puck to Yushkevich. Moves in. Toronto needs to get a fresh line out there. Smith starts away. The Sabres will change on the fly. Yushkevich over to the wing. Moves in. To Berezin. To Korolev. Sanderson steps back onto the ice as the penalty expires. Holzinger passes across. To Holzinger. The Sabres change up their lines. Holzinger shot it. Joseph moves the puck to Modine. Yushkevich across to Modine. Modine moves it ahead. Towards the net. Korolev passed it. He blasted it. Shannon moves it on. Buffalo beats out the icing call. To Sanderson. To Yushkevich. Buffalo steals the pass. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. Belted and knocked to the ice by Schmelik. Barnaby turns it over to Korolev. His pass intercepted by Holzinger. The Maple Leafs are changing on the go. To Holzinger. The Sabres change up their lines.
Last minute of play in the third period.
Yushkevich passes ahead. The puck's knocked loose by McKee. Buffalo having success at both ends of the rink in this game. Toronto has fresh legs on the ice. Both teams are passing well in this game. Cooper knocked down by Pekka. Buffalo leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Hasek moves it on. Time runs out. This one is over. The Toronto Maple Leafs have lost to the Sabres